This is the city of Absalom, the city at the center of the world. Absalom is celebrating the Radiant Festival, a 3-month festival of epic proportions held once every 100 years. The celebration attracts all types: tourists, performers, merchants, inventors, as well as unsavory types, petty thieves, gangs, cults, and criminal enterprises. That's where we come in. We protect and serve. We are the Agents of Edgewatch.
Hey everyone, welcome to Roll for Combat, Agents of Edgewatch. I'm your dreaming host, Stephen Glicker, and in this week's episode, the agents had their asses handed to them last week, and maybe, just maybe, they can do a little bit better this week with non-combat situations. Let's find out. So first of all, before I do anything, I want to mention that I am looking for an editor to help me out on the show. Maybe even 2. I actually already have an editor, and what they do is I actually give them the raw episodes. They go through them, they clean them up, they take out our breaks, they take out the ums and ahs. Basically they just speed up the episode. I do this with all my shows. That's one of the reasons why they go so quick, is that we take pretty much a 2-hour show, and by the time I'm done cutting it down and taking out all the ums and the ahs and taking out the breaks and just, making it lively, it might even go down as low as 1 hour. This does take a little bit of time, so I'm looking for someone to help me out. And this is a paid position, so if you have a couple of hours every week to help out, this is how it works. Just contact me on the Discord channel. Just go to discord.rollforcombat.com. If you know anything about audio editing, well, then this is probably for you. Even if you know nothing about audio editing, but like to learn, this also might be for you, because it's pretty easy, and I will teach you how to do it, and then I'll also eventually teach you the more advanced tips and tricks. But what it really involves is that you listen to the episode, you sort of cut out areas if you hear like background noise or people talking. You just listen to it. You cut out areas where, people are like taking breaks, or where you discuss like technical problems, things like that. You might move things around. Like one of the things we like to do is if people are talking on top of each other, I like to move those, and I'll show you how we do that so that you can actually clearly hear people talking, because I hate it when like 3 people are talking at once and then you're like, what? You can't hear anything. So I move those around so that you can actually hear everyone talking clearly. And then, well, that's pretty much it. You just, clean it up. You send it back to me. I'll edit it, turn it to a show, and voila. How it works is really simple. I send you the wrong files. You go through them, you edit them, you send them back, and you invoice me, and everyone wins. It's a fun job. Plus, you get to hear the episodes super early. And you don't even need any special software. You can use Audacity, which is completely free. And if you know nothing about sound editing, well, it would be nice if you know a little bit about sound editing. But the most important thing is you need a couple of hours every week, because it does take a little while. So, for example, a 1-hour show might take you 2 or 3. Well, in the beginning, it'll probably take you 2 or 3 hours, closer to 3, because, you got to listen to it and you get the hang of it. But I will show you a lot of tricks and techniques to make this much faster. And as I said, you are paid for your efforts. So you will make some money while you're doing this. So you can just do what I do, sit around, watch TV, and edit a show. So once again, if you are interested, I actually need 1, maybe even 2 people. Just contact me at discord.rollforcombat.com. I will give you a test episode. We'll go through that, see how that works out, and then if things go well, I will give you a real episode, and then we will go from there. As for the show, last week was very interesting because they were going to die. As you could see, there was 0 chance that they had in that combat. And it was actually written into the adventure that they would be saved. And luckily they were, because, oh boy, that was rough. That was really, really rough. Now, I am curious because I've always had this discussion as to, quote, balancing combat, because you can't really balance combat automatically. For example, that could have been a very different fight if everyone was attacking from range and flying. That would have been like, oh, no problem whatsoever. But the composition of this party is they have 2 melee combatants, 1 ranged combatant, and 1 that's really heavy on healing and has some range capability, but not major range capability. Really just spends most of their time healing. So in a fight like this, they were just getting absolutely destroyed. So as a GM, what do you do if this happens? What happens if you are like halfway through the fight and you realize, man, they are in trouble. They are going to die. Well, most of the time, at least with my players, they are smart and they will run away. They will just leave. And I wasn't sure what they were going to do because this was a very unique situation. They could not run away because they were in an arena. I guess they could have like thrown up a white flag and surrendered. I think that would have probably been their next move. But in theory, they sort of were in like a, captured situation in the sense that they couldn't really leave and they had to fight. But 9 times out of 10 in these situations, at least with my players, I usually don't have to do anything because they will run away. And if you're a PC, I cannot stress this enough. If you are losing and you see the writing on the wall and you see that things are not going your way, just leave. Seriously, just leave, regroup, get some new gear, and come back. It will work, I'd say 99% of the time. Now, as a GM, well, it's a lot harder if you're a GM. One thing you can do is you can just make the monsters not attack as often, or maybe they change their tactics, or maybe they get distracted. Again, it depends on how you want to play. If you want to play and just TPK the party, well, that's pretty easy to do. You can just do that and just kill everyone. But the thing is, and I've said this a million times, is that I'm not there to kill the players. I'm there to challenge the players. If I wanted to kill them, I can kill them at any time. And I'm always curious when I hear about all these people that have TPKs and their parties are totally killed. And I'm just thinking, why? Like, seriously, why? Why is that? I mean, trust me, if you listen to the show, you've heard more than one occasion where there has been save or death. Now, in those situations, I don't pull any punches. If someone needs to do a save or death, well, so be it. That's part of the game. But I also never go all out and just try to kill everyone all the time. As I said, I sort of have levers, and I go on a scale of like 1 to 10, and 10 is me just going out to kill the PCs no matter what. And usually, depending on where we are and what we're playing and the situation, I usually run at around a 5 or so, which means that, I'm running pretty hard, and I'm definitely trying to challenge my players, but I'm not trying to go all out and kill them in every situation. Another reason I try to do it is also that these monsters, they don't know exactly what they're up against. And by the time they get their senses together, it's too late. As opposed to the PCs, who have supposedly spent, years playing with each other, sit around the campfire, talk tactics, and that's something that's never really discussed. But in theory, in their downtime, they're spending all this time trying to learn their tips and tricks. So if the PCs say to me, oh, by the way, I just want to do this very complex thing, is that okay? And I'll say, yeah, it's fine, because I'm assuming that during downtime, maybe they were talking about it, like football plays. Like, okay, we have all these pre-made plays that we figured out and that we're going to use in combat, and now is the time to pull them out. So it's not necessary for them to sit around and discuss it for 5 minutes during combat. I could just assume that they already did that sometime around the campfire, and then now is the time where they're pulling out the play and using it. Anyhow, back to my original question. So what do you do in this situation? Well, very simple. If you're a PC, run away. Seriously, just do it. Run away, okay? No one cares. The GM will be happy. Then you get another crack at the boss or the big bad, and usually you'll do a lot better the second time. If you're the GM, well, just adjust the combat. If you don't want to kill them, that is. If you want to kill them, well, I'm telling you right now, once one PC goes down, and I don't mean goes down and comes back up, I mean dies, it's pretty much guaranteed that they're really going to lose, because the game is balanced for 4 PCs. And when one goes down, well, you lose 25% of your firepower, and that is a gargantuan amount. And if 2 PCs go down, that's it. And that's something you never hear about. You never hear like, oh, okay, one PC goes down, we're fine, or 2 PCs. No, if 1 PC goes down, that is almost a death sentence for any party, because it's usually really, really hard for them to recover. And if 2 PCs go down, it's over. So that's something else. They really are a party, because, yeah, it's like, okay, well, one guy died, big deal, we can keep going. No, You are one cohesive unit. You are a party. So you got to be very, very careful. If one party member goes down, it might be time to throw that party member into the bag of holding and run away, get them rezzed, and come back another day. Seriously, I cannot emphasize that enough. And GMs out there, trust me, you do not have to always be killing your PCs. It's just not fun. It really isn't. I know sometimes people say, oh, death is, worthwhile. Death will happen. You don't have to force it, trust me. The game is hard enough that it will happen naturally. You don't have to force it. Let's get to this week's show notes. Show notes this week, I've been putting in like 20-hour days for the past week to finish up Battlezoo Ancestry's Dragons for Pathfinder. It is nearly done. The layout is done. We're doing final proofing, and unfortunately we're finding things, but we will fix it up, and I expect the PDF to hopefully go out before the end of March, which means as of the recording of this, I have 1 week to finish it, and it should be done. And the book is actually done. It's just sitting here in design. It's completely laid out, and we're just doing proofing. And you'd be amazed how many things you can find during proofing, even after it's gone through a million checks. For some reason, whenever you're looking at it in Word file, and then you look at it in InDesign, you just find more things because, because the layout's different or just the way you're looking at it, but it's amazing. It just always happens. So it's going through proofing right now, but do expect that to be out pretty much right around when you're listening to this or right after you're listening to this. And if you want it, you can get it at battlezoo.com. This book is incredible. It is, in my opinion, gorgeous. We have 100 pictures of dragons. We have more information about any ancestry in history. It's bigger than most classes. It is absolutely gargantuan. And and you can play a dragon. In fact, I don't know why you would play anything else. That's kind of the problem with this book. I mean, it's a good problem, but man, everyone's going to play a dragon forever. And then for those of you in 5e, we are working on converting it. And the good news is we only have to convert sort of half the book because half the book is lore and the other half of the book is, playing a dragon. So we are just doing that part. So it should go faster than Battlezoo Bestiary, which took a long time because every single page of that book had to be converted. Next up is our new weekly show on YouTube every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. We have a live show where we discuss various topics. And Nona One has been a guest on, a lot of episodes recently. And I think he's going to be on the guest for quite a while because he's enjoying it and everyone seems to like him. And he's got a big Kickstarter coming out that he wants to promote, so I have no problem having him on the show. So, check that out. Even if you can't come to it live and ask us questions and discuss things with us, you can check it out. Just go to youtube.rollforcombat.com and you can check out all the past shows and see all of our past information where we are talking all about Pathfinder and D&D and what they can learn from each other and lots of things. Because I find it interesting to look at both of them because, they are the Coke and Pepsi of the role-playing world. You can guess which one's Coke and which one's Pepsi. But anyhow, they are the two big gorillas in the room, and they play very, very, very differently from each other, and yet they're very popular. And I like to look at that and see why are these two games so popular and they do so well, and what attracts people to each of them. So that is something I find fascinating, and that is what we've been discussing the last few weeks, and we'll probably be discussing in the next upcoming weeks as well. So check that out. Of course, do check out the Discord channel where you can chat with us. Just go to discord.rollforcombat.com. Also, don't forget RPG Superstar just ended. You can see all the winning monsters, all the winning entries. Just go to rpgsuperstar.com. And we're going to be working on the new Battlezoo Bestiary Strange and Unusual, where you will see all those monsters in glory, written, updated, artwork, all that fun stuff. Check that out. And of course, don't forget the Patreon where you can watch us live every single week whenever we're playing. You can check out all the battle maps. You can chat with us. You can ask us questions. Just go to patreon.rollforcombat.com and you too can join the Patreon and get the episodes early and talk to us while we play. I probably missed something, but this is a long intro, so let's get to this week's exciting episode. Last we left off, you manage to enter the games. That's right, the annual games of fun and excitement where you were trying to find out where the bomb is. There's a bomb somewhere in the stadium, and you gotta find it before it goes off. You have some time before the game's end, which is today. So you have one day to find the bomb. And of course, the good news was you got there bright and early. The better news was you were the opening act. The bad news was you lost badly. Those Embracs, they kicked your ass. So much for that they had to literally send in the clowns. The rodeo clowns had to come in, save your asses, drag you back to the stands. Gomez still unconscious from what I see. Basil wounded. Lomang and Dougie, they cheated. They healed themselves between the rounds. Gomez is still on a cot and a stretcher, medical bandages all over him. And yeah. Well, the good news is you got the rest of the day, and then the better news is you were a good opening act in the sense that they're not expecting a lot from the rest of the gladiators and the rest of the games after seeing the pitiful display that you put on today. Pitiful, I tell you.
Tried.
You
tried our best.
And you failed. You failed.
I know.
We tried
Humility. Humility.
Was it like youth soccer? Do we still get trophies?
It's
participation trophy.
You get a participation trophy. That's right. That's all you get. So, anyhow,
Do we get juice boxes afterwards?
It's kind of sad. Those things. I remember they were just kicking your butts. They were ripping you to pieces. I was kind of stunned how poorly you did in that fight, but.
It's okay. It's humbling. We learned a lesson.
I wasn't stunned at all. I was like each one. Each one of them.
I mean,
was
we
an encounter of our level.
One. Yeah,
and there were 4 of them. We fought an entire. We fought actually an entire dungeon in one fight.
It's not even a betting.
Yeah.
It's an exhibition, not a betting.
The good news is it didn't count. You don't get a lot of times in your life where you can practice combat and lose and walk away alive, but this was one of them, especially at level 11. But no, they had the rescue party come in and. You're not supposed to kill each other. That was the other thing, is that this is exhibitions. So you're not supposed to...
Tell that to the
they
dog.
were intelligent dogs and they were shit-talking us while they were beating us up.
Yeah, they were. They were making sure you knew who was the master. And it wasn't you.
Dogs. We were not the big dogs.
You, heal. That's right. They were training you.
Well, maybe next year we'll pay him a visit.
Maybe. Anyhow, the games are going on, and if you remember where you're at now, this Coliseum is woefully not to scale. Dougie, I think each one of you is 40 feet by 40 feet, according to the scale of the map, because this map is the Coliseum's 1,000 feet long and 500 feet wide. Just to give you an idea.
I was going to say, the seating area is probably not 15 feet wide.
No, it's gargantuan. So,
I don't know why they made this thing so doggone big. Anyway,
well, because it's big.
It's like the Roman
Circus
Maximus or
Maximus.
something. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's so you could do the big spells. You got fireballs go off and
It's
you won't
for
kill.
the,
It won't
it's for the
burn people in
kaiju
the
fight
stands.
later.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
big area effect things. Hurt people in the stands.
It's the biggest stadium in the world, or at least in this world. And keep in mind, it's like a 3-ring circus. They have fights going on in multiple locations of this.
Oh, okay.
So it's not, and it is. I mean, I think it literally, the Circus Maximus held 250,000 people. I mean, you want to talk about big. Okay, this doesn't, I don't even know if this holds 250,000 people. Absalon only
That's
has
a lot.
I
That's
know.
a lot.
That's
wow.
how much I know.
That's like
was in
the
Roman
Indianapolis 500.
I know. And that's in
Wow.
Roman times they used to hold. I mean, that's how big it was. So, and this one only holds maybe 100,000. So, I mean, Absalon itself, I think, has population of about 380,000 total. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's true. Like how big is a horse race track? It's about
Traditional one.
It's
yeah,
big.
it's like
Preakness
kind of like
is
this.
Well, the
enormous.
stands aren't very big, though.
Well, the Kentucky
No,
Derby,
wait.
they are. And then, as you
Hey.
said, you go to Indianapolis 500, you go to any of those games, they have people in the stands, which hold hundreds of thousands of people. And then you have people in the, I forget what it's
middle.
called. The middle. I don't know what the term is, but yeah, the middle part is where people are. I mean, those things can hold 200,000-300,000 people at capacity. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Circus Maximus, free. Remember that? Bread and circuses, free games for everybody.
That's right. You keep the people happy.
That's right. That's right. So, you have time. Your goal is to scour the area, find the bomb. Also, you need to find Franska.
Make friends.
No, not
Right.
friend.
Yeah, we have to find yes, the ex-employee of the previous
Yes.
establishment that we suspect
Franca.
know.
That's her name, Franca.
Franco
Stole the
Lawrence or
business.
something like that.
Yep, she's the one, and she's here somewhere. You know she's here somewhere, and she has the bomb. Now, just so that you get a little bit of direction, this area, I'm just gonna say that this whole area down here, and even up here in the like dirt, this is just the area for the gladiators. Like, so this whole area down here, the gladiatorial preparation area, for all intents and purposes, because I didn't want to make another map, you're just here. And you're currently in the hospital area. You're in the hospital tent. There's a lot of them because they need to help their gladiators not die. And you are done for now. If you have to show up for any more fights, they'll let you know. But your inside man, Lord Gaffin, told you that, basically you're kind of free to do what you need to do right now. You have no more battles for the rest of the day, or at least until later in the day. So you have several hours to start looking and discovering and finding out. And that's it. You might want to heal, especially Gomez, who looks like he's dead.
Ow.
Didn't we do a hand wave? I think that's why I'm healed up.
Well,
yes.
if we need to, I'll do another round of healing to get us back to where we need to be.
Sure.
I'm just saying that because I don't want to cheat, because that's how I've healed up.
Yes, you can all hand wave heal. You have enough
Ow.
healing. You're level 11. They do a little bit of healing for you. They bring you back to consciousness. But other than that, you need to help each other to get yourselves back up to full. So do that. Oh, look at that. Gomez is full. Basil, you can go full too.
Ow.
Okay. What are you going to do?
So wait, what's our lead in terms of there's the person we're looking for, right?
Like we know what they look like, right?
Yes.
Okay,
that's
so
one.
we're going to have a whole down. Oh, let's see.
Are they supposed to be
Jason, I
another
remember
fighter?
you taking notes. Hell, I'm going to take that back. I don't remember any freaking thing. That person we're looking for, could you give us that description? Like, what is their deal?
We never really got. I mean, we were told abstractly that we have a description. We weren't actually given a physical description, though.
Franca Lorenz, right? Is that right?
Yes.
Oh, and what was the organization or whatever? Because remember when we found their hideout and everything, including us, was dissolved by acid. Remember that?
Yes. Franca Lorenz is a half-elf. Female. She worked as a guard at the Lucky Nimbus. You believe she was the one who stole the package from the bank vault. You went to go arrest her, and it turned out that her entire place was booby-trapped to kill you.
Right, that's the poison gas, right? Yeah.
I
Correct.
don't remember 100% if she was an individual actor or she was part of an organization. And I kind of remember she was part of an organization, and there's some details.
You have
about
no
that.
idea about that. That you know nothing about who or what she is individually. There's not a lot of information about her.
Oh, so as far as we know, oh right. So as far as we know, individual crazy conspiracy theory person that because I remember when we went to the hideout, there was all kinds of information all over the walls that was it was like the classic conspiracy theorist wall with like with like lines going to different things and different things
Conspiracy
circled.
theorist wall number 5.
Exactly.
Yeah, she had a
Exactly.
she had a murder board in her
Yes.
house.
Did she
Right,
have
right.
crossword puzzles and a maze
Yes.
drawn out everywhere?
Well, that's the
Right,
thing.
right.
We saved some of the material, but we couldn't discern a pattern. It was just a whole bunch of really public events.
Yes, and you believe that she was going to set off a clockwork poison bomb at something really big. And the biggest thing that's going on right now is the Blood City Games, which is in a stadium that can hold, well, you see how big it is. It basically holds half of Absalom. So it's Black Sunday.
Right. And so to sum up of that, correct me if I'm wrong, the sum up of that is it kind of simplifies it all down to we're looking for this person. Like we're looking
Yep.
for this person, and then based on whether or not we can find this person, if we find them, then deciding next steps because we have to find the bomb.
Yep.
That's how we approach it.
Yep.
That's my understanding of what we're doing now.
Yep. And you realized,
And she was a disgruntled employee.
you're not exactly sure. You realized that it wasn't smart to stop the games, because if you stop the games, then she just goes into hiding and then it gets set off somewhere else.
Right, like
So-
the sense that I get, it was like she kind of did our last adventure. Like she infiltrated that place specifically to get that thing out of the vault because she wanted to use it for this nefarious end.
She
She
was
beat you
better
to
at
it.
it.
She beat you to
Exactly.
it.
Though she would have had
She
it
beat us at our own
easier
game.
because she worked there, so she had more of a reason to be there.
Correct.
Like she definitely ate our lunch as far as accomplishing that type of mission. She did it. She got the job, was there for like a week or like a month or something like that, and got access to the vault totally won.
How good
But-
would it be if she was just trying to apply for Edgewatch?
I know.
That would solve so many
she
things.
she beat you to it. She's always one step ahead of you.
Yeah, Franca's actually the new member of the team. This was her audition.
That's right. She's like, "Oh, here's the bomb, guys. Am I a member now?" No, unfortunately.
She's the Laura Croft of our operation.
Yes.
we don't know ultimate motive, I don't think, and we don't know connection with the Skinsaw cult, which is
Nope.
also kind of floating around in the background, right? Because
Nope.
there's
Yep.
leaders
Yes
of
and
the
no.
Skinsaw
Yep.
cult that we all ultimately want to get.
Yep.
I mean, it
we
sounds
don't know
like
if there's
she was
connection
just
there.
disgruntled, but that still doesn't mean she might not have figured out what she had and reached out to somebody.
I think but not disgruntled by the casino. I think casino was the means to the end, not the instigator of her action.
Yeah. She didn't get like free meals, so now she's going to blow up
Or
Absalom.
disgruntled with like wealth and
Yeah.
decadence. and
Her employee
society
discount
as a
was
whole.
not high enough.
I would say, though, when you went to her apartment, keep in mind she lived in the puddles on the 3rd floor of a ramshackled boarding house, and her apartment was a death trap filled with, as you said, like a murder board of conspiracy theories and ways to kill people. So
So she's a few ants short of a picnic.
Yeah, like John Doe type stuff. Like she was John Doe.
yeah, no, it's like 7. Yeah,
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
exactly.
Like 7. Like
Yeah.
John does. Like big
Yep.
plans, executed well, with like huge for some kind of point.
Yep. So went from trying to find this bomb to now finding John Doe with a bomb
John Doe has the upper hand.
in the Super Bowl. The stakes are high.
Should we
Good, actually.
should we just mill about and keep our eyes and ears open and look for clues that way, or should we start engaging various people in conversation and like RP here and there and try to find out information that way?
Let's see. If you were going to hide something, a bomb, do we know if this is explosive? I forget if it's even explosive.
You know nothing.
Okay.
It's a poison. Okay, actually, it's not true.
It's
It's a poison bomb, and it's the same poison that made the animals and the people go crazy in the zoo.
Oh, right.
And it doesn't
That's
actually kill you. What it does is it makes you go insane. And then get super aggressive, and then everyone kills each
zombie
other.
bomb is what it is.
Right.
No, it's not zombie bomb. It's from
Kingsman.
Kingsman.
Rabies bomb.
It's literally from Kingsman.
Was it the nude bomb?
Wow, that's a deep.
That's
You
That is a
get
deep
a
cut.
hero point. You get a hero point, John. That's
That's
how
really
good
funny.
The Nude Bomb. One of the worst movies ever made, by the way.
pretty much.
Oh my god. The only thing good about that was the title.
But it's very dramatic because that's right. Because it's like, and it's supposed to have a huge area effect. So it basically turns this entire stadium into 28 Days Later. It's like the rage disease.
Yeah.
Like infects everybody with the rage disease,
Yeah.
and they go crazy.
And then they'll start spreading throughout the whole city and kill everyone.
Right.
And a god of murder would probably love that.
Right.
So it doesn't even kill you. It makes you kill everyone else.
Do we know if the animal one was airborne or if it was in the water? I think we.
It was. I thought it was in the water. I thought the grain was contaminated.
Yes, you're right. Jason gets a.
Oh, that's right. The grain was
Okay,
the feed,
so-
the animal feed.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
now we
but
have.
this one, for a fact, is mist-borne. That was the test. This is a mist. This is not going to be in food or anything.
Okay.
Which makes this much worse. It's
So chemical
airborne.
attack.
Chemical attack.
So what do you think? My sense is, because we know what she looks like and because we have access to all the other competitors and we're pretty sure that she's a competitor, we might be better off just taking an amount of time and just mingling and just looking for her and try to see through the sky. Try to see through the sky.
Yeah, there's as I said, you're in a very large area with all the other gladiators.
Yeah.
And,
Let's. I think
they're all
we should
pretty
search
friendly.
the gladiator area.
they're
all
I
pretty
mean, we
friendly.
are
I agree.
gladiators, so we have a
Yeah, I
reason
agree.
to be down there.
Yeah, and they don't know that you're undercover. The only person who knows that is Lord Gamfan, and there are cops situated around the stadium, and they know too. But that's it. Otherwise, you're undercover. The Cheesaw Gang. 0-1 is your record. Good job, guys.
That's true. That's sad.
You are the Cleveland Browns of gladiatorial games. I think you should change your name to the Browns instead of the Cheesaw Gang.
I think the Jets.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's just mean.
I know.
How about the Lions? That's even worse. That actually works too. The Lions, kind of like.
Oh
That's
yeah.
funny.
Right, yeah.
We were,
Lions and Christians,
it was the Rocky Balboa movie, but it went the way Apollo Creed thought it was going to go.
Yeah,
Yep.
pretty much.
Like, we're just some nobodies that came up and beat and like to fight the champ, and just it went as expected.
You're like, yeah, we'll fight the champ, and you lose. All right. Well, yeah, there's a lot of areas for you to check out. It's a nice, big old gladiator.
All right,
area.
I'm thinking gladiator area. I mean,
Yeah, I agree. Let's do it.
Let's head down there.
Let's do it. Where is that?
Okay. It is, again, I'm abstracting. It's here. It's you're in the area. So you leave the medical tent and you hang out, you walk on over, and sure enough, there's a lot of people warming up, getting ready for their bouts, and they look at you, and you can't tell if it's pity or disgust that they look at you. And like,
It's always discussed.
I think it's pity.
Yeah, we get no respect. We are the Rodney Dangerfields of this world. Like, we get no respect from anybody that we come across.
Well, if you won the fight, you would have gotten a lot of respect, but you didn't win the fight, so... So, yeah, there's tons of people working out. It's like a gym. It's like American Gladiator, like they're all working out, getting ready. There's some huts, stay in the shade. There's food.
I am
there's
deploying my
drink.
perception to perceive and look for this person.
Okay. What is each of you doing? We'll say an hour. That's a good amount of time.
Is this like the downtime mode thing? Or?
Yeah, well, in general, you're just walking around. Like, what do you each want to do?
Yeah,
Give me a general description.
perception is my strongest suit.
Okay. You got perception. Gomez will percept. Basil.
I'm going to study more the architecture of the place and try to sort of logic out where one might put a bomb. Particularly, you'd think you'd want to set it off up high and have the gas disperse downward onto the crowd. So that's kind of my working theory. So I'm going to kind of study the architecture of the place and see if I can get a sense of where would be a good place to put a bomb if you were thinking that way.
Hey, what does Lomang do?
Lomang is going to be walking around looking for a female half-elf.
Okay, I mean, you have a general description of what she looks like, so it's not... I said there's more to it.
A
but
female half-elf?
I
In
know.
Absalom?
I know, there's only like 100 of those here alone, but you know what she's supposed to look like, so...
I'd like to look for a person wearing a Roethlisberger jersey at a Steeler game.
Exactly.
And
I
I'm
want to start working in the crowd. Like, you guys can do the gladiators. I'll start actually in the stands.
Got it.
in the actual stands outside, so split up.
Yeah.
All right, I'm actually going to not be. I'm going to actually use my skills, and while I'm looking around, I'm using my expert diplomacy to mingle and pal around and just create good impressions amongst the fellow competitors.
Okay. We'll go in order. Let's do Dougie first. Dougie looks around, spends a good hour checking it out, and notices that, this is a very old arena, but in remarkably good shape, if not a little worn out. You see, as I described, a fair number of gladiators all getting ready. You see one gladiator who's not only practicing with a large spear, but actually appears to be giving little speeches, almost preparing his little quips as he combats. He's like actually getting them set, so he's going to warm up the crowd with his battle as well as his voice.
Snappy patter and
Yes. He's going to be like the old Schwarzenegger. It's like, I let him go. Okay. You see another, a formidable beast master. She seems to actually have a couple of beasts at her side. She seems to fight not just with herself, but a couple of beasts. There's a couple of other people with deadly blades. And one thing you notice is there's people like all over from Galarian came to this event. So like there's just all different nationalities, all different ancestries. Like this is like quite eclectic, to say the least. So it's not like these are people that are just like, oh, there's a human, there's a half-elf. No, there's like everything you can imagine is here. It's incredibly diverse. As for your prey, nope. You don't see anyone who fits her description after going through the crowd. Lomang, he finds out that, is actually interesting. As you go through the crowd, a lot of them, it's a combination of some people, mostly the children, are very excited to see you, Lomang. They actually come up to you and like want to like shake your hand or pull your tail, like, because you're a gladiator and they just saw you fight and lose, but you were down there, so the children are all interested in you. The adults are not that interested in you.
All right.
So
I'm very good with children.
Yeah, you're good with the kids, and especially because you're so weird looking, you're so tall. They all ask you weird questions, like if you're a demon. Are you a demon?
No, a devil, in fact.
A devil? Wow, there's a difference?
Yes, everyone gets that wrong.
No.
Demonic tiefling blood. Yes.
Oh, devil? Are you going to take me to hell? You're not going to take me to hell, are you?
I'm going to take you to Cheliax and you can work in the salt mines.
Ah, Mom, he beats me. So
Get out of my kid.
there's a lot of kids
He works birthday parties, kids.
in Cheliax.
That's right.
Nothing happened. Like, you don't find anyone. Like, this crowd is so big. Again, you're like, you'll never find anyone in this crowd. It's just wall to wall people, and there's a lot of events going on. It's just, it's like going to Lollapalooza. It's good luck. You're just not gonna.
Yeah, it's nothing.
It's too much. Basil. So, Basil, you're impressed with the vaulted chambers on the arena, display the typical Aurorian architecture with simple flowing lines and clean angles. Obviously, this was made way back when by warrior monks who used to practice their craft in this arena and obviously continue to do so in this day. You also notice that this place is so freaking big and a complete maze that if they're going to set off a bomb, you know for a fact it's not going to be underground. It'll definitely be somewhere here. Whether it's in the stands or whether it's on the grounds, you're not exactly sure. The problem with getting into the stands is that if you get to the stands, it might escape out. It looks like the best place probably would be smack dab in the middle of the arena and then just have it disperse out everywhere, like cleanly. Like if it's a bomb that just explodes and it goes like cloud kill and just moves outward, it'll just hit everybody.
Oh, possibly during one of the...
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that would probably be the smartest move.
So we need to see if there's like a list of the events that might hint what might have like a contraption to have the bomb come out.
Well, one thing is that the one thing that you do note that might help you, because there's a lot of different events. There's like chariot races, there's dragon races, there's combat. Towards the end of the day, it looks like the bigger combats are more towards the center of the arena, so it looks like you definitely have at least, hopefully, till the end of the day, because that's probably when it's going to go off. That's also when it's the most crowded, because that's the finals. You know, like it's like watching the playoffs. Like, you know, this is the playoffs you're watching now. The big event comes at the end of the day, so you're going to guess it's going to probably come closer to the end.
It's like the U.S. Open, center court.
But not least, Mr. Gomez Adams himself. To Franska's description, you get a lead.
Yes, please.
You actually talked to one of the gladiators, Vez, and Vez said she saw a woman fitting Franska's description tending to the beasts early in the day. And you should probably go over to the beast area where the beast mistress is in charge of the beasts. Maybe she can tell you some more, because if anyone would know, it would probably be her, because it looks like she was either helping out with the beasts or, I don't know, doing something with them. And most people don't hang out by the beasts. So
I'm for it. Can I tell everybody else?
Yep. You can say
so
an
tell
hour goes
everybody
by,
else.
everyone regroups.
Let's
And,
regroup for lunch.
Say we encounter this person. What is our approach? Do we immediately try to apprehend them,
You're under arrest. You're coming with us.
or do we try to use a
Oh, that's
little
right, because
deception to-
it could be a time bomb. It's a time bomb.
right? Like so say we encounter her. We should get a plan together so we're not so we know what we're doing. Are we just gonna jump her, or do I like try to diplomatize her and try to deception some information out of her?
She's
about-
going to be crazy.
Right. And so what do you think I think we should do?
I say we get her.
Let's say we
Maybe
arrest
just jump
her.
her. Just
yeah.
jump her immediately.
Edgewatch,
you're under
Let her
arrest.
go. What?
So immediately, there she is. Edgewatch, you're under arrest. And then try to apprehend her, get her in custody, and interrogate her for the location of the bomb. That's what you're thinking?
Yes.
Well, she's probably not going to tell us no matter what. I just can't imagine she's probably gonna have a key or something like that. So yeah, I just don't think interrogation. It just never is gonna work. But who knows? I'm just.
The question is more parlay with her, in a deceptive chance to get her to slip some information before she might recognize us as our adversaries. A, or B, drop any pretense, immediately take custody of her and play it by ear from there. A or B. Sound like Lomang is B.
I feel like if we screw up A, she could either set off the bomb early or bail on her plan, move the bomb, and then the equivalent.
So you're with
of
Lomang.
failing.
You're with like.
So I'm with
immediately
Lomang
grabbing.
on B.
Well, here's the thing.
I'm kind of that way too.
Here's the thing with Pathfinder is that they escape. They escape. That's a big problem.
So you're saying A. Obviously you're saying B. You're saying grabber.
Yeah. I mean, what pursuit mechanics do we have? Did we get anything or get any feats that made anybody good at? I mean, Lomang, I think can you fly or something ridiculous?
Maybe you haven't seen it yet.
I think we have seen it yet, and we just forgot about it.
No, you saw Basil can fly.
I can fly.
Oh, okay.
He's
There it is.
no longer a flightless bird.
All right, so I think we're agreed that if we see her, we grab her. So
Yeah, sorry.
let's get to a position.
distracted.
So let's get to a position where we can see her. So does everybody want to come with and we talk to the Beastmaster?
Definitely, yeah. There's
Yeah,
nothing
so
else
let's
to
start
do.
with
Yeah.
that. Let's start with that.
Except we're not Edgewatch. I mean, we are Edgewatch, but we're not. We're
We're
above
undercover, right?
We're
We
Star
still have
Watch.
authority. Whatever. We're undercover cops. All right, so we go.
Your
Oh.
watch. Okay.
What did you say, Steve?
Your watch.
Yeah,
You don't know what type of watch you are.
We're Apple Watch. We're Apple Watches. We watch the fruit.
Okay. Head on over to the beast area. Check it out. To the north.
Wow, look at that menagerie. God, there's
Is you-
dinosaurs
That's
there.
great.
Yes.
That
As
is
you
great.
head over to the beast area, you are assaulted by the senses as you see woolly mammoths, brontosauruses, giant scorpions, woolly rhinocerasi, giant fly traps. Is that a Tyrannosaurus over there? Oh my lord! Are we gonna have to fight these things? Look at the size of these creatures.
I'm glad we lost in the first round. I don't
I
want
know.
to tangle with these.
Bizarrely, having fought those monsters, a Tyrannosaurus isn't that intimidating. Like after fighting the thing that we fought that kicked our ass,
Yeah.
like a Brontosaurus is like cute. I want to pet him like a petting zoo, but I'm not afraid of him.
You head through, and the stench is impressive, of course. But you find a woman, and you think she is the Beastmistress. She is standing next to Triceratops, and she is standing ankle deep in dung, picking through it with heavy leather gloves and muttering to herself. What do you do?
That is a big pile of doo-doo.
So I got all the diplomacy and all of that stuff too. I'm going to take point
Yep.
here.
Do it.
Ho there, these are pretty amazing beasts you have here. And I wink and I smile, and I'm so incredibly charming. And I try to engage her in combat. And not in combat.
In combat? Whoa.
Try to
You
engage her.
break
Try
it,
to
I think
engage her
you're gonna
socially.
lose.
I try to engage her socially. The opposite of combat. I try to engage her socially.
I think we lose in one round as the beast would attack you all simultaneously. I think you'll be torn asunder.
Yeah. I engage her. I engage her socially.
She looks up at you and says, "Oh, can't you see I'm busy? I'm trying to find out what happened to this Triceratops. We got all these dinosaurs from the Mwangi Expanse, and they're really tricky. I mean, I haven't really dealt with these type of beasts before. Look at this thing, Brontosaurus. What the heck am I supposed to do with this thing? It eats like 500 pounds of food a day."
All right, I'm gonna bluff a little bit, and I make reference and I drop names of all the people from the zoo back in the zoo adventure all that time ago. I quickly develop a fabrication that maybe I can help because I used to help out with that zoo with those people that I personally don't remember the names of those people, but I dropped those names.
Okay, this is great. She lights up when you start mentioning this. She's like, really? That's fantastic. She grabs a pair of gloves, throws them at you, Gomez, says, "You can help out. Get in here. I need to find something that didn't agree with the Triceratops. Help me dig through this dung. Come on in. You know what to look for."
oh my god, I think I do. And I talk about the incident where.
No, that sounds good. Get in here. Get in
all right,
here.
I'm in there, and while I'm in there, and while
Are you
I'm
going into the dung?
Absolutely.
All right.
He's a goblin. He doesn't care about dung.
Yeah.
Do we even put on the gloves?
Well, I mean, it's easier to look without it, but I guess
You
it's
don't have
protocol.
to. You don't
Press
have to.
protocol.
So I
Vegetation.
guess I do. And while I'm just digging through it, I just totally dig through. While I'm digging through, I'm relating about that prior circumstance where the animals went crazy. Do you remember that from a few whatever ago?
Oh, yeah, that was horrible. Those poor animals. I love my beasts. I wouldn't want anything to happen to them. I make sure that in every combat that they are well treated and cleaned up and healed. I want to make sure that they're in pristine condition. Yeah, they fight, but I try to make sure that they never are permanently harmed.
All right, so I am while I'm looking through stuff, and I don't even know if I know what I'm looking at. I'm engaging her in conversation to try to improve her attitude toward me. I'm trying to diplomatize her and get her liking us.
No, she definitely likes you. In fact, you're digging through the dung, and then as you pulling through it, this is interesting. What type of check would one make to find out if they know what they're looking for in a pile of doo-doo?
Nature?
There you go,
maybe
nature.
Maybe medicine?
That's your choice. I'll give you
Well,
dealer's choice,
I'll absolutely
Gomez.
I'll absolutely take my plus 13 nature over my plus 0 medicine and
Nice.
survival.
Roll that nature. You can roll it. I want to see if you can find what is upsetting the Triceratops' tummy.
It might be a bomb.
Do I get any kind of bonus with that prior experience
Sure.
of that
Sure.
stuff in the zoo?
Yeah, we'll see. 24, pretty good actually. Yeah, you rolled well.
That's average.
Okay, you're going through the dew, and then you notice there's a streak. Normally it's brown, but there's a nice streak of green in there, and you realize, ooh, that could be something. Maybe that doesn't look right.
All right, now I'll use this as an opportunity. I'll draw attention to that, and I'll say, oh, this is very familiar from the last time. You know who would know a lot about this? The person that I work with at the zoo. I wish she was here. And then I describe the person we're looking for, and I'm trying to fish around if our target interacted with her to prompt her memory and to elicit an acknowledgement that occurred.
Well, you passed your poop lore. It's funny here. You can use medicine, nature, or dinosaur lore.
Dinosaur lore. Oh my
Or
god.
in your
that's hilarious.
case, poop lore. She's looking through it. She's like, yes, that's it. You have worked in a zoo before. I see. You know your way around animal dung. And she's very interested in seeing this. But then she quickly.
Oh, but you know who knows more? This person. What was her name? Her name was whatever, and she looked like. And I give the description of the person we're looking for.
Yes, I do remember her. I hired someone just like that just a few days ago to replace one of my usual workers who suddenly fell ill. I think, and she points towards the rear chambers where there's a pair of troll hounds being kept in cages. I put her, I think Felina, she said her name was. She was in charge of feeding the troll hounds this morning, but I think she's been skirting her duties to hang out with her friends, the lizard folks and the fellas and their crew. She's been hanging out with the lizard folk all the time in her free time, and I haven't seen her since this morning. And you know what?
Felina, that was her name. Yeah, Felina.
Yeah.
All right, you know what? Let me go get her. She'll know more about this than me.
Okay, and more. Well, I don't care if she knows more. Can you find her? Because
I'm absolutely going to go.
She's not doing her duty. In fact, can you go feed the troll hounds? I wouldn't mind, because I don't think she did what she was supposed to do, and they're getting pretty hungry.
Okay, so wait, and the troll hounds, and they're over here, and I get specific directions.
Yeah, they're just down. They're they're 200 feet away.
And you think she was with the lizardmen, and I try to elicit more information about where they might be found.
Oh, the lizard man? I don't know.
That she's supposed to be buddy.
They're probably in the gladiatorial area. I mean, that's where the gladiators hang out.
Okay, cool. All right, I'll
see
be right
any
back.
lizard men there?
I'll be back. I don't remember. I'll be right back. I'll look for him.
The answer is no. You did not see any lizard men.
Okay. And I go around back. I tell this to everybody else, And I say, so let's go find her. And take off my gloves full of shit and drop it.
Yeah, so we're back in the gladiator area.
Well, also the hounds.
Here they are.
Hound area.
2 hounds right here.
Uh-huh.
All right, so let's go look at the troll hounds and see if we see her there, and then go look for the lizard men.
Okay. You go over to the troll hound area. You walk over to the troll hounds. 2 troll hounds growl at you as you walk by, but they're safely locked in sturdy iron cages. They look hungry, and hopefully you took the bucket of meat to feed the troll hounds, because they weren't.
Sure.
Of course we would do that.
Okay, they look very excited when you show up with the meat. They go from growling to suddenly almost puppy-like, because they know it's feeding time.
Good troll hounds. Good troll hound.
So, you're looking around as you're feeding the troll hounds, and Basil, you notice something. That's odd.
Would it be something odd?
Yes, it would be something odd. You notice a partially boarded up doorway in the back of the room, the area. It catches your eye, and it looks like the boards have been moved very recently. And there's like footprints in front of the boards.
Do I have to get past the troll hounds to?
Yeah, but they're in cages.
All right, well, let's go take a look at that then.
Yeah, that won't hurt you. Looks like you put your head right next to it.
Dougie's going to search for traps. I smell she trapped her house. This could be a...
Okay.
But yeah, I pointed out to the others.
Okay.
Yeah, once you point it out, that's what Dougie's going to do.
Okay. Sure enough, Basil, you look around, and you notice the partially boarded up doorway in the back of the area. It looks like there's fresh tracks in the dirt floor. Someone walked through here very recently, and they go right to one of the boards, and you can tell that the board is loose, and it looks like you could just take that right off and go right into the darker recesses of the arena.
This might be worth taking a look.
Classic concealed door. Let's go through the concealed door into the dungeon. Let's go.
Okay. Do you do that? Does someone take that off? It's just literally a piece of wood.
I'm so excited to do that.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. Gomez runs up, takes the wood right off, and as Dougie's like, no, it might be trapped. It's not trapped. You're fine. Sure enough, it's a very tight squeeze for everyone else. Gomez could easily sneak right in, no problem. You see a crumbling, abandoned corridor. The hall spans for several hundred feet, and it's pretty dark in here. But, sure enough, you see signs of lots of fresh footprints leading into the darkness.
So let's go.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Can we does that weird black powder that drives everything crazy? Does that have a distinctive odor? Can we
Yes.
smell the odor of that?
That's how we
traces?
tracked it the last time. Actually,
You don't smell it right now. Not
All right.
now.
Well, let's keep going then.
Yes, that's what we do.
Okay. You go down the hall. It spans for several hundred feet, dipping here and there, winding around collapsed ceilings, diverting through auxiliary halls. When the path becomes truly obstructed, and then you figure out your way, how to get through this, and you're following the tracks, because they're not that hard to track. Finally, you reach a loose stone door set into a sandstone arch, and Basil notices something small drawn at the bottom of the door.
what is it?
Tell us, Basil.
You notice a small symbol. It looks like a one-eyed mask drawn in charcoal on the bottom of
The
this
sign
door.
of Skinsaw Cult.
Yes.
I hate those guys.
Ah, yeah.
It's the sign of Norgarbor.
That's right. Nord Harbor. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Well, we're definitely on to something now.
What do you do?
Again, we should probably look for traps or anything.
You better let me do that. I'm good at that.
God.
It's fine. You look for traps. There are no traps.
That implies a conspiracy. That implies that's a mark left by one member of the cult for another member of the cult to go this way.
We got Rico.
Like when Gandalf left the mark on Bilbo's door for the dwarves to come
Exactly.
in. And, The Hobbit movie.
Exactly, except much more horrible.
I'm going to get my bow out just in case I need to explicitly say that.
Okay. Here's the good
Oh
news.
yeah, weapons out.
You find an ancient tunnel past that door. It's pitch black. Can't see your hand in front of your face.
I can.
I can.
Half of you can't see your hand in front of your face.
Pitch black.
Pitch black. Not a little bit of light. Not some light. No light. Zero light.
Where's our? Do we have our gear list? Do we still happen to have any?
Yeah, we probably still have some scrolls.
any dark vision stuff?
Yeah, you have a couple.
Yeah,
you have
let's,
enough.
let's
You
fire
have
up
enough.
a couple. Yeah.
All right, I'll say that the two of you can fire up the dark vision scrolls, and now it can see. An ancient tunnel here leads to a large column chamber to the north and stretches off into darkness in the south. A set of rusted iron rings embedded into the lintel indicate that a curtain or something similar once hung in the passageway. You found some long abandoned area, and when you were coming here, you realized there was a labyrinth of things under this arena. There was storage, there was just massive amounts of room.
Like the Roman Colosseum.
Exactly. And this is such a room, and you are now here. South looks like a dead end as the tracks continue going to the north. There's a larger room to the north in front of you with a collapsed wall, partially collapsed wall, and some columns. What do you do?
Let's advance. Hey,
I
look,
let
there's a
everybody
passage.
get ahead of me. I take up the rear.
Yeah, that passage is actually the way you came in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just put you on the map a little bit below. Just
So the one to the west is the one we came.
yeah, that's the one you came in. The south just goes off into darkness, but the trail leads to the north. So I'm just
Hey, Dougie, get up here.
I just kind of put you at the bottom to make it easier, so you didn't have like a single file line in a hallway. No man,
Dougie, get up
inching
I'm
forward.
figuring out. God, I can't even.
That's all right, Basil. If you're afraid of the dark,
There, I moved you up a little.
Okay.
it's understandable.
Oh, there we are. I was looking at black. I didn't know we were.
Oh, you know why? Because sometimes if you can't see here, I'll move everyone. Sometimes if I move you once, it has to like reset the lighting.
Okay, so I see where we are. Oh,
Okay.
yes.
I'm going to slowly edge up to where the sort of the entrance of the room here.
Okay.
Oh, Dougie.
Basil, you notice something.
Why
on the
doesn't Dougie
wall.
ever notice anything? He is
You
supposed
don't,
to be.
because you don't have a feat. You're not an investigator. If you're an investigator, you would notice things.
I have high perception.
His is automatic. He doesn't have to roll for his. Okay, I'll make you
Mine's
feel
not
better.
that good. Mine is not that
Dougie,
good. No, I don't.
You
no,
notice
I'm-
it too.
Basil, describe it for me.
Does Lomang notice anything?
Yeah, I'll give you what you notice in a second. On a low brick on the eastern wall, very faint symbol of Norgabur.
Oh,
Another one. It looks like breadcrumbs.
Basil, you're an investigator. Go over there and check it out.
As you enter the larger room to the north, most of the western portion of this broad hall has caved in. Huge chunks of stone and mounds of dirt block that side of the room. Eastward, light gray columns in remarkably good condition, reinforced wooden doors, mostly rotted, mark the entrance to rooms to north and to the south. Further east, stone shows where a statue must have once stood long ago. You think you might have an idea of what this once was. Whoever wants to roll an idea, Loma, you have no freaking clue.
I rolled a natural 15 minus 1. 4 foot.
You, sir, are not a gentleman.
Ha!
I know. Gomez with the 25, Basil with a 34. Gomez, this, I think, was a bathhouse. Wrexham says, yes, Valnera.
That sounds Roman to me.
Like that sounds like a clue. Like Basil, tell us how exactly did that type of bathhouse function?
What makes that differ from a normal bathhouse?
Because some of these Roman things, they would have all these tubes underneath the floors
Pipes and
and stuff,
things, yeah,
pipes and
yeah.
stuff, and I'm like wondering if that would lead us to some place where they'd set it off and then it would spread out like through this underground system and then
Yes, they're
infect
like the
everybody.
equivalent of a sprinkler system or something.
Yeah, exactly, something like that. I
Interesting.
want to follow that up to see if that's where this is
Probably
going.
not, because this is so old.
Okay, all right, never mind.
And decrepit.
Never mind.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's just a
And
thought.
This is the entranceway. You think Basil, you think these areas here to the north and south, those are probably changing rooms. And then somewhere in here, there's going to be communal baths. There's probably like a drying chamber. There's probably a communal antechamber where they would sit and talk and discuss things. There's obviously probably a cold plunge area. That's where they would actually go to the bath and they would have the warm water, and then later they would shock the system and go into the cold plunge area. And there's also probably things like laundry or food or boilers, or as you said, like for the hot.
Just in general, do we hear any sounds at all?
Yeah, you actually do hear dripping water like everywhere echoing through this chamber. So there obviously is still water here somewhere.
Okay.
Dead quiet though. And it's like a bathhouse, so it has all that like weird echoey sound. So it's hard to discern distance because everything's reflecting off the walls.
Where do we go next?
You tell me.
Basil, where do we go next?
Do we want to start with the rooms to the north, since if they're changing rooms, they're likely to be fairly small, and just kind of cross them off?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, you walk through the room.
Is that a statue over there?
There was a statue. That's the base of where a statue was, and it's gone. The statue's long gone. The columns are in still excellent shape. The doorway is here to the north.
The doorway to
God.
south.
Where is the initiative? I'm looking for the initiative. Where is it? It's got to be around here somewhere, the initiative. Where's the initiative?
Well,
It's through that door.
Dougie's trying. Well, there's doors. There's doors to the north and there's doors to the south. You tell me. Oh, you're going. Oh, you're just walking through hallways. Okay, Dougie's walking to the south, and he finds a room collapsed.
All right, I'm gonna search this area. There's got to be something good down here.
You find a collapsed hallway. You search carefully and find rock. It looks like
I take
this.
it. What kind of rock is it?
Diamond. It's a diamond.
Yeah,
What
diamond.
is it? What is it about
Igneous?
north? Let's go north. Let's go north. What about north?
So, no, anyhow,
How about
yeah.
those
So,
doors, though.
yeah, I don't know. You skipped them. This was a hallway.
Listen
but
at those
it's
doors.
collapsed. What's that?
I'm
Doors.
checking
Listen
for
at those.
traps. Dougie is checking for traps as he goes through. I don't want to go through the doors. I want to see the open area first. I'm just going to check my.
Remember your roots.
Okay.
Remember your roots. Listen at the door. See if there's noise behind the door.
Yeah, I don't want
Alright.
it. We're going to bleed these encounters. But that's
Let me
it.
tell
Oh,
you.
you can bleed the crap out of it.
Dougie has listened to a lot of doors. He ain't never heard anything other than
That's not
screaming.
true.
Other than screaming.
No, you actually did very well in the schoolhouse. You managed to do very well in the schoolhouse. You got the drop on them when they were playing chess.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think we should go to the doors, because if there's anything in there, we're going to be totally surrounded.
Okay, so you look at this. This is a very, very wide hall. What is this? About 80 feet wide, 25 feet tall. There's some entrances to the north. Very large entrance to the south. Another large entrance to the north. And way, 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 way to the southeast, very far away, there is another door. Looks like there's 8 columns. This is the Tidarium. You know what that is?
That's where we get the
This
tide
is
water.
what Seth would know this. This is a warm, humid room where you would use smooth metal tools and stone to scrape away the surface layers of dirt from your bodies before
with oil.
going to the pools. Right, this is the
also-
oil room.
Also
Right.
known as strigeling.
Uh-huh.
Strigil.
Yes, this is it. This is the room.
All right, I can't restrain myself. I'm running back and I'm doing a perception check listening at that door.
In fact, you could actually see some of the tools rusted, leaning against some of the pillars, like in this room. Like the tools are all over the floor.
I think they just used the ivory thing for that.
That of course doesn't count. I'm just rolling out to say that I'm doing it.
And the main reason I remember that is because the first adventure that we played with Seth, he had us go through. It was not 5 feet, not 10 feet, but it was 15 feet of dirt and garbage to find one of those little scribbles or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And it was like, oh, congratulations, you just spent like half an hour to find something worth 15 gold pieces. I remember.
Hell yeah.
To this day.
Hey,
Thank you,
that's
Seth.
hardcore mode.
That was hard.
Hardcore
that
mode.
was super hardcore mode.
15 gold's a lot of gold.
I know. And remember the box we made for the Sturges? Remember the Sturge box?
Oh, yeah.
That was
I
fun.
love that. I still to this day I'm so proud of the one dungeon where everybody was looking for the treasure. Where's the treasure? Where's the treasure? Where's the treasure? Couldn't find the treasure. The treasure was the furniture that everybody passed the entire time, the entire dungeon.
Well, and then because of that, then Bob is like, okay, we Greyhawk the room. We take everything. We take
that's how you
every
got it.
stick of
That's how you
furniture.
got it.
We
Exactly
take every
right.
bookcase. He would make sure like he was like literally sending in movers into the
Exactly
dungeon.
right. Exactly.
Because of that. Thanks,
then
Seth.
we got back to town. It was like this stuff was like worth a fortune. It was
Thanks,
all
Seth.
Chippendale, high quality.
You ruined all my adventures because of that. Thank you. Good job.
And you made Bob crazy too.
You
I
made
did.
me crazy. Bob was already crazy. Gomez, you are in front of the door. You listen to the door.
All right, I'm satisfied. Nothing is in there. Let's go.
Hey, there's a door to the south, Gomez. You want to check that one?
There is a door to the south?
Oh, you didn't open the door? Okay.
All the way over here where I'm
You just
standing over
listened.
here.
Just listen to the door. All right.
Is your perception good? Go listen.
No, go ahead. You do it.
All right, I'll do it. All right, I'll listen to the door.
You
You rolled that, right?
you listen at the door. You hear nothing.
All right,
Also
there's
notice
nothing in
that
there.
this door is stuck. It looks like it was jammed at the top, like an earthquake or something. Sort of the bricks fell, and it looks like this one's a little stuck.
All right, I'm satisfied. So back on the original. The sidebar is over. Back on the original.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not going to find anything over here. Uh-oh. Dougie moved, and this is the point where Steve says, stop.
Stop moving. There's a passage right to your
Run,
north.
fuck 'em
No,
back.
not really. There's
No? What do I see to
you
the north?
see
There's
a
a pool of
hallway
water.
to the north. You see a massive pool of scummy, stagnant water. That's what you see.
There's treasure at the bottom of that.
That
Sure,
is
sure.
where there's monster. Okay, so let's check this area out. Monsters will stay in the pool until we go in there. So I'm going to go over here because we basically have this big sewer system. Basically, that's what it basically is. Okay, and somewhere down here there's going to be a bomb. That's oh.
I hope so.
There's something else.
Okay, yep. You see another room. There is a small room to the north. Dougie went into it. You see in this room, it's about 35 feet wide, 10 feet high, 2 archways going to the north and south. Strategically placed gaps in the ceiling vented steam and allowed sunlight during most of the day, making it a very nice area. This is the drying chamber. However, you can tell that there's no sunlight coming in, and when this was converted into an arena or buried where it is now, you can see the holes, but it was like cemented over. So it's just a room now. To the north, you see more pools and more scummy water.
Yeah,
See a
not
pool here.
going there.
You see a pool there. There's pools to the north. There's pools.
There's things in the water. Get away, Lomang. Be careful.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see a
okay.
very large room to the south.
Yeah, we
too.
got a big room. Okay, here we go.
This is a suspiciously large amount of battle map for no encounters.
Yeah.
This is making me nervous.
Well, we're searching though. That it kind of makes sense on a non-gamer level.
Yeah, absolutely
You know,
does. It absolutely
but
does.
it's perfect for the narrative. But yes, as a gamer, we have gone
Yes,
very
yes,
far, and there's no
yes.
battles, so it's really. Although we did pass some doors.
Okay. You can stop now. Dougie, you are in a very large chamber. It's a circular room, and it looks like kind of like a clover with a 15 by 15 pool, or at least it would have been a pool. It goes down 2 feet, then 2 feet, and then 3 feet. And it looks like this was a deep pool. You believe this was the cold plunge room. And this would be magically chilled right above freezing. And you would come here if you wanted cold water. And to the north is probably where there's hot water. You notice something, Dougie.
Ooh, guys, I noticed something.
At the very bottom of that pool, inside the dust-filled pool, you notice a ring.
A ring?
The one ring.
The one ring to rule them all.
Now, you said pool?
It's not. It's dry now. It's
Okay.
totally
So,
empty.
yeah. Okay. How deep is the empty? Is it like a kiddie pool type of thing?
It goes. The first lip is 2 feet. Then the next lip is 2 feet, and then the center deep area is 3 feet. So 3 plus 2 plus 2.
7.
7 feet down.
Do we have any spells that like disturbs dust? Maybe.
I know. I was like,
You know what? Screw this.
Mage hand.
Dougie picks up a good football-sized rock, and he's going to just chuck it in the center.
Okay, you chuck it in the center. It skips. There's a lot of rocks and stuff here. It skips across the dust. And there you go.
Guys,
And the sound echoes throughout the chambers.
all right, I tell everybody what I see. I say, guys, oh, there's that ring I left down here. Let me go down and retrieve my ring. I'm going to look up. What is... This looks like there's something coming down from us. What's above us?
It's just a very tall ceiling. It's like 20 feet off the ground.
Oh, there's lurkers up there.
It looks like a jacuzzi or something, like a hot tub.
Yeah, I told you it was a cold room. This
Yeah,
is a
cold room.
cold.
That's
This
the cold
room.
dip.
Oh, okay, stop.
Wow.
Dougie
Negative,
jumps
negative,
into the
negative.
middle. He picks up the one ring to rule them all, and then the darkness bind them.
That's right.
Time for the riddle contest.
Oh, the riddle contest is going to be coming in pretty quick.
It's Dougie Jenkins.
It actually is Dougie Jenkins.
Yeah, he does have Leroy Jenkins energy.
Well,
sometimes.
the thing is that with the visibility on this map,
Roll for combat.
I can't help it. I want to see what's
Yeah,
in the next
I agree.
room.
I agree.
really-
I think that's
it's-
right.
It's the best thing, and I've wanted it in Dungeons and Dragons since, I don't know, 1979, when you could just see one room at a time. And yes, you can draw it out on paper, but man, when everybody has individual visibility on their client and they can see different things, it just makes me want to move forward.
Yeah.
Dougie, good news is you jump down, you pick up the ring. It's a shiny ring. It's a magical ring. It looks very valuable, very cool, very awesome. And then you notice to the east of you,
Oh, the Balrog. Here it
a
comes.
lizard man. Lizard man.
Is he a lizard man gladiator?
Yeah, Lizardman Gladiator, ally of the cultist. This sounds perfect.
And you see a lizard folk. He looks like he is wearing studded leather armor. He's got a very big wooden shield. He has scimitar. He's got javelins. And it's time for fun.
Do I notice anything when
Yeah.
That's new.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
new.
awesome.
Welcome to 2022.
Love it. That is great.
Nice.
That is awesome, Steve.
You've been listening to Roll for Combat, Agents of Edgewatch. If you have a question or comment for the show, please visit us at rollforcombat.com. You can also find us and play various games on our Discord channel at discord.rollforcombat.com.